To date, who has become a multi-billionaire the quickest? Jay Walker became a millionaire in less than a year, whereas Warren Buffett needed 55 years to achieve the same milestone. The value of his wealth skyrocketed from zero to billions when he founded Priceline.com in the midst of the dot-com bubble. But Buffett's position at the summer one spot didn't last when the bubble popped, and he doesn't appear to be going anywhere relatively soon either. What you're looking for is a fortune that's like that. It's not easy to play the game of money. Unless you grasp the rules, you're condemned to fail in a fierce and merciless environment. Most people work diligently their whole lives yet end up poor because they don't understand how to invest. In other words, they're clueless when it comes to making money. Assume you've been diligently saving and now have an extra $2,000 in savings account to use as you see fit. That's a huge accomplishment considering that roughly 70% of Americans don't even have an additional $1,000 in their bank account. So rather than wasting on a pointless device or shoes you'll wear once and store for years, imagine you'll invest it. The question that remains, however, is how one should invest their initial $1,000. Is it going into a house or a stock portfolio? Are you a stock investor? Is a $1,000 investment sufficient to begin? We are going to provide answers to all of these topics as well as a great deal more. To kick things off, give the video a thumbs up. Consider the following scenario to better understand the concept of investment and how it functions. It is possible to save $300,000 by working hard. Renting out real estate is more an investment than buying a luxury vehicle from a Ferrari dealership and flaunting into the world as proof as your wealth. A minimum of $2,000 will be paid to you each month. If you don't want the $2,000 monthly payment, you can sell the real estate and recover your investment. It's possible that your investment's value will rise, in which case can resell it for a profit. That's how the financial system works. Real estate, on the other hand, cannot be purchased for less than $1,000. That wouldn't even come close to being enough for a deposit, but doesn't imply you can put that $1,000 somewhere else and watch it increase in value. Depositing life savings and earning interest is the simplest option, but why would the bank reward you for doing so? Isn't it time for them to charge you? Not at all. The bank will use your funds to make a loan to another party at higher interest rate, and it will split the profit with you. In a nutshell, this is how banks operate. Because the interest rate of the cash account is so small, this technique doesn't make sense. 0.8% is about the best you can get. To put it another way, if you put $1,000 into a savings account today, you'll have an extra $800 in 1 year. To put it another way, if you aren't earning at least 2 or 3%, your $1,000 will devalue through time, which means you'll be able to purchase fewer products yearly. But what could be the causing interest rates on deposit accounts to be so low? Because the epidemic pushed the FED to decrease interest rates, everybody is encouraged to loan cash and spend it in this year. For example, interest rates on savings account could go up by as much as 1 or 2 percentage points in the next year or two when the FED raises interest rates from this crisis. Investing in government bonds is an additional choice. As a means of raising funds for the government issues security known as government bond. Imagine that the government has the desire to construct a new school but lacks the funds necessary to do so. It does this by issuing an IOU, which is a written document that, however, possesses the security is promised a certain amount of money by the United States government together with interest on that money. This is a simplification, but you get the idea. Rates on government bonds, which depend largely on interest rates, are currently less than 1% since interest rates are extremely low. However, in the same period of time 2 years earlier, when interest rates were high, the rates on government bonds reaches as high as 3%. This is not a terrible thing considering that government bonds are the least dangerous investment you can possibly make. Investing comes with some degree of risk. How much of a probability does it have that the US government will fail on its loan? It's possible that the entire US economy would have to collapse before the US government went bankrupt. As a result, US government bonds are among the world's safest bets. Investing in stock market is necessary if you want to earn an annual return in the range of 10% to 20% or even 30%. Amazon stock's price, for example, has risen by more 80% this year alone. The price of Google stock jumped out 30%. The stock price of Tesla rose by 721%. Yup, that's correct. A whopping 721% increase. The question that arises next is why anyone would invest their money when it's possible to triple or quadruple it through the stock market. It's all about taking a risk. There is little risk in government bonds. For instance, Actually, it is not risky at all. It's possible for a corporation to go bankrupt and post negative profits. However, the stock price is susceptible to being dragged down by just about any bad news. If the market doesn't like a product, the corporation might release it, which could lead to unfavorable publicity and it could reduce prices. Because of this, greater returns carry greater risk. Due to its more established status and hence reduced failure risk, Apple has less space for growth compared to its rival Tesla, which expanded by 721% this year compared to Apple's 70% last year. How much risk can you tolerate without going crazy? If you have only $1,000 left, you may want to think twice about risking it all, since if things go wrong, you could lose most of it. In the stock market, one strategy to reduce risk is by investing in an index fund. The most well-known is the SP 500, which measures the performance of the 500 largest US corporations. An index fund would invest in the 500 largest corporations in the United States. Some of these businesses will go under, while others will flourish as a result of this initiative. The SP 500 has historically returned 10% since 1920s, according to historical statistics. In other words, if you buy shares of one of these index funds, you'll own a little stake in the 500 largest US corporations. 3 of my preferred index funds are Vanguard 500 Index Fund, Invesco's QQQ, and Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund. It doesn't matter which one you choose, they all invest in the same businesses. However, how can you go about purchasing index fund shares? It's hard to know where to start. To start, you have to choose a broker who is competent to trade your stocks. Until recently, you had to find someone to contact and request that they sell you some stock. Are you familiar with the Wolf of Wall Street? Every day, he would devote hours on the phone hoping to convince clients to purchase worthless stock. But thanks goodness, it is year 2022 and things have greatly improved. Apps like Robinhood, Webbull, and others developed by brokerage firms allow you to buy stock from the convenience of your device. In order to begin investing, all you need to do is sign up for an account through one of these mobile apps. I made this video as easy to understand as possible so that anyone who wishes to start investing can do so immediately. When you're ready to begin investing but have plenty of unanswered questions, it's easy to get overwhelmed and give up. When this happens, you simply give up and try over after a few months have passed. Hopefully, this video will address every one of your concerns. As a bonus, if you thought the video to be useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're newbie. Finally, thank you for tuning in and we'll see you next time.